Now, the husband of my first guest tonight was last year voted one of the world's worst-dressed women. He was also voted top female singer and third best male singer in a pop poll. Now, you'd think a lady married to a man like that might have some problems. Well, the accolades haven't passed her by either. A month ago, she was dubbed the most overrated woman on the pop scene. She sometimes looks like this, and she sometimes looks like that. Ladies and gentlemen, the wife of the amazing David, she is Angela Bowie. You're very much taller than I thought you would be.
Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter, as long as we're not standing side by side.
Oh, you wouldn't mind.
How tall are you in your stocking feet?
5'8".
Really? You must be wearing very high-heeled shoes.
Exceptionally high.
And you potter about in them at home, do you, when you're doing the dusting?
Never. I never dust.
Who made your hat?
One of Natasha's ladies. Where's Natasha?
Is Natasha with you?
Natasha?
In which she's a hat...
Is her lady? Yes, yes.
She's a hat maker, is she?
A hat maker.
And she's done you proud.
Would you like a hat?
Do you have a hat?
Would you like one? Shall we have one made for you?
Do you mean at this precise moment?
Well, I mean in the future.
Of course, I'd love
And
that.
you can wear it on another show and say...
Yeah, I'd love it.
My little creation.
I'd very much like to try that on, but it would disturb your hair too much if I do that. But I won't. We'll do that later. How do we know that you're the real Mrs. Bowie under all that? Because we've seen a lot of...
Absolutely no way of telling.
No guarantee?
No, none whatsoever.
Who were you before you were Mrs. Bowie?
Mary Angela Barnett.
What nationality are you?
American.
Where were you born?
Cyprus. Love you.
You were born in the American part of Cyprus, were you?
No American part.
Were you born of ordinary parents? I mean, did you have a mother and a father?
Oh, yes. 2 of them.
You mean one of each? What did they do?
My dad's a mining engineer, and in Cyprus they mine copper. So that's how I was born there.
Are they alive?
Yes, yes.
Do
much.
you see them at all?
Yeah. Of course, they've left, they were refugees during the war. And they've gone to America. I think my father wants to go to South America now.
To mine?
Mm-hmm.
He's still a miner?
Yeah.
Now, would you think it rude of me if I asked you if you could raise your veil a little so we could see your face somewhat? Beautiful. Now, in your time, you have played many parts, haven't you? I mean, you've played the part of a model and an actress and all sorts of things. Do you sing ever?
I do now.
What do you mean by that now?
Well, I never really knew I could. You can understand. I mean, when I met David, I was an actress, and David certainly could sing I was about to say something rude. Can certainly sing better than most people, that you come across. And so it makes you very shy, to try things that you haven't tried before. And then about a year ago, I said, well, what do you think? If I want to do a musical, I ought to be able to sing a little. And so he said, why don't you learn? And I started to learn, and I found I could sing, which was wonderful.
Both of you, because it takes 2 to tango, both of you made a pact, didn't you, about careers, that he would establish his career while you remained discreetly somewhat in the background. And when that was done, you would begin.
That's right.
And in a sense, the gear is shifting now.
Yeah.
You're making steps forward. The pact of his fading into the background now is beginning. What steps are you taking? What positive movements are you making?
Well, the positive movements are that I've just been an actress who hasn't been working for the past 4 years, So what's happening now is that I'm deciding on the projects that I want to do. One
of which is Razor.
Yes.
Now tell us a bit about Razor.
Razor is the story. Are we allowed to say whore on TV?
We just said it. Try to
It's the story of a whore, a lovely girl who comes to London, gets pregnant when she's 15, and as a result, she is very sad because everybody seems to have great clothes to wear, and the kids that she runs around with, and she doesn't. She can't feed the babes or dress them how she wants to. And so they put her on the game. They explain how you make a buck, you get put on the game, and she has various adventures, and eventually kills herself.
And you are she?
I hope. I'm still trying to find exactly the writer that I want.
So it's not written yet?
No. It's written. I've done the interviews. You understand, it's a real person.
Is it?
Yeah, she does exist. I've done the interviews, you know, the actual manuscripts are there, but I wouldn't try my hand at writing. I mean, that's you know, it's a craft, it's a technique, and I...
Now, this is for the stage eventually.
Yes.
Why is it not to be on film? What difference is there between the story you're telling and The Happy Hooker, which is being filmed with Miss Redgrave in the United States?
Well, I suppose the difference is that she's not happy. She saw very well as Vera Hollander writing stories about the happy hooker, and everybody's saying, you know, people ought to respect girls that provide a service, you know, that men require, or whatever, whoever requires it. But that's not entirely true, because not all of them are the Vera Hollanders, you know, or her proteges. Some are very unhappy.
And you do yourself in at the end?
Yeah.
How?
I'm afraid it's the old wrist bustle. The old flashing of the wrist.
And you do that on the stage as well, will you, at the end?
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty bloody, is it not?
It shouldn't be very bloody, because in actors like you pass out before a great deal of blood is spilled. And she sort of passes out nicely and neatly in a...
You just change your accent in one sentence to pass out and then passes out.
I know, but I do that all the time. You mustn't tease me, because I'll blush.
I wouldn't really tease you or make you blush. Now then, well, I will make you blush by asking you this, that your arrangement with your husband has been an odd one in respect of love, marriage, sex, and parenthood, hasn't it?
That's true.
I mean, you've actually not followed anything which our mummies and daddies would recognise as a normal pattern.
Well, perhaps not some mummies and daddies, but of course a great deal of mummies and daddies who lived through the war in England will tell you much more hair-raising tales than I can. I mean, wonderful tales of things they got up to.
Except, sweetheart, we're not in a war situation.
No, but I mean, you know, it has occurred before.
Yeah.
You know.
But now, you happily coexist, but you happily live separated.
Yeah.
That doesn't upset your faith.
No. See, it's very difficult to live with somebody for a great amount of time, you know, to reckon that you want to live with them forever. And to be with them all the time doesn't make any sense to me.
Why did you get married then, in that case?
Because I didn't have a work permit.
Wow.
You know,
Yes.
very difficult in England to persuade people that you should have a work permit.
But there is a child. But it's not. There is a child of yours and David, which is not simply the result of a work permit, is it?
Well, no, but that was just flattering to me. David said that he wanted me to be the mother of his child, you know. And I said, well, certainly. Glad to provide any services.
But you don't pitch that very highly, do you? I mean, if he said to you, I want my underpants washing, what's the difference between that and having a child?
Not very much. It's very important to a man to have a son. And I love them very much, you know. And if you love somebody, then the things that are important to them are important to you.
Did you love Zoe when he was in your womb? Or were you bored with it?
Oh, no, I was very fond of him all the time I was carrying him, and probably very miserable with myself when I just had him for about 2 months.
That's called post-natal depression.
Well, you know about
we all know about
Do
that.
you? Oh, really? Well, I didn't know that, and I wasn't really prepared for it. And I just thought it was me being odd, you know. But yes, the 2 months afterwards were ghastly, horrific. And after that, it was all right.
Do you and David sleep together?
On the odd occasion, when I'm well and truly fancied.
Otherwise asleep?
Certainly. Don't you?
You're not depressed or fazed in any way by the amount of people, both men and women, who pay him flattering attention wherever he is.
No, you see, Russell, you get very sad for somebody if what they've worked for, you know, the culmination of what you work for. And, you know, if you're a rock and roll singer, you work to have an audience love you, you know.
Right.
When we sit talking, I hope we're going to amuse people and make them laugh, you know, and I hope they're going to love either you or me. You know, it'll show one of us well. It's the same with rock and roll. So the only thing that happens is that if I was not to like it, then why would I have worked so hard to help them get there? You know?
But there seems to be a great sort of distance between you and him in what we all recognise as conventional terms. I mean, maybe we ought to be looking at it through another glass.
No.
But you know what I mean? I mean, a lot of us would be envious if our husbands or wives were pawed at and clawed at and slept with by other people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us wouldn't provide a child simply on request or on demand, cash on delivery.
Yes, but then it depends how much you love. doesn't it?
Or where you love. I mean, you love him there, do you? Do you love him there?
Probably, but I'm sure it's much more in my head. He's very much like my brother, you know? Very much.
Now, in various interviews that you've given to newspapers, do you like newspapers? Do they treat you nicely?
Oh, I love them.
And they treat you well, but they don't crucify you or anything?
No, I think they're fantastic.
You said in newspaper interviews that you find parts of the sex, of your sex life, you find boring.
Yes.
Which parts do you find boring? And don't you dare say those below the waist are clock.
Well, it's very difficult to talk about them then, isn't it? I mean, what can I tell you, Russell? I mean, I just think sex can get very boring. You have to really love people, you know. If you don't love people, it's all up. The game is up. Sex is ace if it's sort of teenage and
experimental.
Yes, and very sort of on the first steps, you know, the primitive steps. I think that's fabulous. When you start to think that, you know, you're going to fall in love and it's all going to be wonderful and you're going to worship somebody's body until, I mean, you know, you get ill, you get arthritis and you limp about, you know. I mean, it's a silly sort of idea, you know. All you have to think about is that whatever you do should be fun.
But that's fine, fine. In which case, there is a peculiar dichotomy. Why then do you make yourself as physically and as sexually attracted to people as you can? Because we have some pictures to look at in a second. But you obviously take care and spend some time and devote some attention to making yourself attractive. What are you making yourself attractive for?
Well, I suppose to that wonderful, fabled subject that doesn't really exist anymore, which is glamour.
Oh, but it does exist.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It exists, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're making yourself attractive because you're touting for sex.
Well, it does in a distant kind of way, surely. I mean, surely anybody wants to look attractive because they want people to admire them and to want them and to need them and to claw them and paw them.
No, that's not true.
No?
No. I mean, you see, I don't know what your sexual fantasies are, but I mean, I could send you, you know, a care package full of things that might make you feel that you were out touting for trade and looking absolutely remarkable. On the other hand, I think you look lovely in a grey suit. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
I think you look very elegant, very smart. I mean, I hope that I look relatively elegant.
You do, but I'm up against strong competition, baby, tonight. Talking of which, I mean, let us look at some pictures which we have, which are over there, which you will see, of you in various guises. The first one looking very like Streisand. Is that a particular effect you're trying to create?
Not really, no. I mean, I have a nose, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't have any options. I'm going to look like her.
Well, you can change your face remarkably, because the next one looks extremely, to my mind, like Gene Simmons, isn't it? Which is the one coming up now. If we can go in on that, when we get closer in, because that's slightly embodied like that. Your eyes do look like Gene Simmons. You know Gene Simmons? Have you ever heard of her?
I don't know her, but I mean, of course I've heard of her. I've seen her.
And the third one makes you look extremely, to my mind, like Bjorn Borg. Do you know who Bjorn Borg is?
No, but tell me.
Well, it's a he to start with, and he's a tennis player, I think, from Sweden.
Yes.
And the next one, I think, which may be at the moment of this, the last one, you look a bit like Lawrence of Arabia. Right, now look, because modelling is also a part of your activity, and you do it obviously with great ease and great delicacy. Will you model a bit for us now? I mean, can you throw yourself into poses as required?
Well, I'll tell you the only problem, Russell, I must tell you this because I've never modelled.
No, but you're very good at standing, aren't you? Well, because you see, wait a minute,
hold on.
Wait a minute, hold on. What I want to say to you is that there's no difference, is there, between an ordinary camera that goes like that and a television camera? Do you think?
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to play with one of those.
Well, listen, they're not toys, baby. I mean, they are, you know, you stand in front...
No, I know, but, if I played with one, then I'd know the difference it had, you know, in lens and things like that.
Well, it would be too complicated to explain all that, except if you view it as Terry O'Neill's camera.
All right, yes.
Right? Those steps are lighted for you to stand on.
Are they?
If you choose whichever cameraman you want, and you...
I get a choice as well.
Yeah, get up. Stand up and look for the cameraman you require.
I really don't mind whoever's closest. They all look so cute.
Well,
now, may
look,
I take this off?
You can
Russell?
do what you want, but we have some music that you want to start with.
Oh, really?
Stand over there.
Right, hold on.
And do whatever you like to do. And one of them will... Yes.
I think it would be wise under the circumstances. Did you know? You knew I wanted to. Now, would you like me to...
I want you to get into provocative pose.
I can't. My tits will come out. Russell is the truth. But if I raise my arms, my tits will come out.
Raise your arms, raise your arms. Very good. Promises, promises.
I knew it'd get you going.
I don't know what you're worried about because you're kind of self-contained, as it were.
Yes, it's if you move quickly. If you move quickly, they shoot out the side. If you put your arms up quickly, they shoot out the top. What happens if you bend down?
Having said which, may I say to you, Angela Bowie, thank you very much. Because you're still there.